to pick that up. I hope that whoever disconnected isn't disconnected for good though, because that would suck.
Yeah, it is Zebasai, and he's like generally just lovely. So I think that was just a timeout, really.
So people,
much bias.
So people that are lovely, they can't possibly have internet problems then?
No, they can't possibly rage quit. I'm not saying that. Well, people who are lovely shouldn't have internet problems.
Okay.
It's not fair to them. But anyway, wow. Who do you think was the man of the map, shall we say?
I don't even know. Kind of Sickless in a way. I feel like he did some really good plays, but it wasn't him playing solidly the whole game that got them the win, in my opinion. I saw a lot of really good solo plays from Fenneks, so I could say Sickless for his plays, Klar for his 5k, Skeege for his staying alive, things like that. I can't really choose someone, because it's like, rather than it being someone that did something on their own, there's a lot of people across the team that did this basically the same thing. So I don't know. I'd say Skeege, Klar, and Sickless.
So the combo.
Pretty much.
Anyway, we are moving on to CP. Oh, wait, there should be logs. Let's look at logs.
That is a good
Exciting. Point. I think it's... No, it's not that one. There you go, I found it. Yep. I will link it in Mumble. But looking at kills, and it's Sickless at the top actually, with 39 frags, 5 medic picks and 6 Devilman picks on Rib. Very, very impressive. The person in second place was Zebasai, who was solidly out DMing the enemy team soldiers.
Yeah, he was. He was, to be honest, being a classic pocket. He was just standing there waiting for people to bomb him, dealing with them, and then another person had bombed in every single time by the time that he dealt with that person. So every single time, let's say Kalari was on his face, he'd kill Kalari, and during the time he was killing Kalari, Klar would jump in, he would then kill Klar, and then a scout would walk forward as well. So he'd get 3 picks for pretty much nothing a lot of the time. Really good DM from him, obviously, but I don't know, it was just sort of failed bombs from Fenneks, but they managed to make it work anyway. I think mostly, as I said before, because of the combo doing work, basically, especially Sickless, as we can see from that log.
Yeah, wow, I'm looking at the Devilman damage right now, and it's actually so even between both Devilmans. I would have thought that Sickless would have gotten a lot more, but like he's only gotten like 11 damage more, like over the whole 30-minute round. He did 11 damage more even though he had crit squeak.
Yeah, Rib was playing really well when it came to a damage-heavy play. Like he kept, or roll rather, he kept doing damage, whereas Sickless wasn't really. He was quite defensive a lot of the time, but then going in during the pushes rather than just spamming. So I guess Rib was doing more constant damage and Sickless was doing more damage during pushes, especially on crits and things like that. So that all makes sense, really. Rib was playing really well, though, as you can see from 28 kills, 15 deaths.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's actually started right now. So you're watching Fenneks TV here, cover map 2 of Fenneks versus Dota right now, and I'm watching the mid fight, and Knudsen goes down very, very early. However, Bevan there, alongside Walters there, doing a heck of a lot of cleanup right now on Gully. It only left Skeege and Klar up. And
Skeege just go down now, eventually, and then Klar will as well.
Yeah, they got stuck in their banana.
Klar actually just came back in for some reason. So, I mean, Skeege got stuck, so he should have definitely died, but Klar just sort of walked in. I guess he was going to try and go for a play on the medic, but as soon as he walked in, everyone was already ready for him and just shot him. Which means 2Nuts is going to have a full Uber advantage. If they push this right, through top right or something like that, then they should just win this last. No problem, it should be 1-0 to Dota.
It looks like 2Nuts wants to take in a scout through main. He's popped in, who's that? He's popped in Rib and someone else through main, and he's taking some people out through door. Sheepy there doing so much now work as far as he shots out like the majority of the Uber. 2Nuts there staying in too long, actually gets cleaned up by the 2 soldiers right now from Fenneks. And with that heavy there on last, it denied a lot of them. GF18 they switched to heavy. So now it looks like Fenneks are going to push out right now. They're in lower lobby with Klar and Kilari taking a while to respawn. Looks like they've given up and they're just going to go back to last.
That sucks. for two reasons. Firstly, I mean, they should have won that full stop. Dota should have. But they just didn't deal with the pyro properly. And also, going through main isn't really the best place to go, in my opinion. I mean, like, when you go through there, if you get past the pyro they can then deny your medic completely for a good while. I don't know, I feel like they could have gone Riverside or something like that, sent people water, but they didn't. They're actually getting pushed into now by Fenneks, and they're going to lose Zebazai really, really quickly.
Oh man, however, Sickless are getting finished off by Rib. Rib are going down himself. Numbers are moderately even right. Nope. Because Cloud there jumps in, takes out Walters and Tunax at the same time. Very, very well played by Clara. So Fenneks should have a huge, about 60% Uber advantage.
Yeah, if they don't mess this up like Dota did, they should just win this. They're going to be really safe on the mid though. I mean, they haven't actually technically got the Uber yet, and there are people alive. So, I mean, as soon as they get the Uber, they're going to push the second point. But they won't be able to necessarily push into the last. I'd actually like to see Walters or someone like that sniping right now. Or someone going Spy, maybe going for Skis, because they really do need that medic pick, and it will be really fun to see. GF18 goes down, but it's not really the worst thing in the world, because they're just going to push him with the Nuba. Skis gets actually denied a little bit, but Rib does go down for the trouble, and now they're just going to cap the point and go to last, as I said. That was kind of a mistake from Dota, because they lost the demo man of all people to lose when you're about to get your last push. That is the worst person.
Rib was on floor, so he was very easy to isolate and focus, so maybe that's just a bad call on positioning from him.
Most likely. I think he got shot like towards the door and got completely denied, but then in response Walters actually did get Sickless and Clary went down to Knutson, so they've kind of saved their team there, because obviously their demo went down, which meant disaster for them, but now that they have got exactly the same in return, they're absolutely fine to defend this second. They could have actually pushed there as well, or this mid, sorry. They could have pushed there as well. They could continue, and they do look like they want to. Skij is just about to get Uber. If they, he's going to get it anyway because he's just rotating to choke, but it does get forced.
Yeah, so he manages to pop it on his demo in the nick of time. However, they're so isolated by the choke right now. They're going to go and contest second. Zebazai there gets the air shot on the demo man. He's dealing so much damage right now. He finishes off Clar, and at the moment Sickless is getting focused to fuck. I mean, focused a lot. And GP there tried to jump in and save it. However, he doesn't manage to get anyone because B even there cleans up both him and GF18, which means that the medic will die slowly.
Yeah, Skij tried to surf out and just landed on the floor after he had 11 HP in the air, so he obviously is going to go down. I just watched GF18 when he just walked in, then when after Zebazai was doing all that damage, GF18 walked in and just like meat shot everything, basically. So, yeah, he just turned it around for his team, I think. Obviously, Bven did really good work after that to just then even turn it around again. So it's quite a back and forth game, to be honest, just like the last one. Sheepy's going to be on Pyro now, he's actually hiding on the pipe, and they've got a heavy, so they're going to be fine to defend this as long as they play it correctly. If that Pyro does get focused down though by Dota and the heavy, then they're just going to lose this last.
Yeah, looks like the majority of Dota here are pushing in through Riverside. That's 4 people going in. Sheepy there getting shut down immediately as part of this heavy on the point, which is GF18. He cleans up Knutson right now, dealing up a heck of a ton of damage. They probably need to focus him or switch around. Skish there going down after Zebazai jumps in, which was very, very well played because Tunax did go down. Like, very, very well held there by Fenneks. They sort of held quite far back. Because there was so much Uber flashing, like by the time that the Uber faded, like they hadn't really had anything achieved.
The good thing about that was that defense, they didn't actually have to hold back with a couple of the players. They had a heavy already to be the defensive person, and they had the pyro to deny people from getting close to that heavy. And then they just sent the soldiers really aggressive to just bomb the people that were trying to push from the other entrances. And they did really well. Clar did a lot of damage. They're actually going to get pushed in now. No one has Uber at all, and Tunax actually ends up going down to Kalari and Walters as well, and Kalari was just on a 5 kill streak before dying there. But Sickless does go down as well, and GF18 to Zebazai, so that's sort of a save from Zebo. It kind of means now that Skij and Clar are going to have to be really, really careful with what they do now. He's going to walk into the demo man, going to try and fight him a little bit, and the demo man's going to have to leave, but I mean, Skij now has full Uber, so it was well played from Clar. Also well played from Zebo to really get those picks, because if they didn't get those, to be honest, they could have just pushed the mid and been on the second by now.
Yeah, I don't know why they would be so aggressive though when they were at uber disadvantage. Oh, Crits Quick there popped, takes out Nuts and Sickless there. Can it get anyone else? No, because the rest of Dota know they have crits. So nope. They spot Rib there in the corner. Long range Sicky picks him off there by Sickless.
Massive picks as well. Walters ends up going down, so the sniper that they had isn't even going to get a pick on the medic. Tunuts does have an advantage, but if they cap this properly and push really, really quickly, it won't even matter, because obviously they had those people down and now they have position. But obviously the people are respawning. Tunuts is 90% now. They're not going to be able to push it quick enough. They're just going to play it really, really safe. They're going to get this crits and probably just pull out as soon as they see the combo from Dota walk in.
Yeah, in fact, they're holding very aggressively. The whole lobby at the moment looks like they just want to pop the Uber into them or force them out because they know that they have the medigun advantage. Cloud, they go down. Crits Quick is pop, please! Oh my god. Tunuts drops basically everyone on his team, and he switches the Uber to a scout right now. This is looking very, very bad because they don't have their demo man or their pocket, Dota that is, and Fenneks aren't going to try and push this though because both soldiers were not back up. However, Skeet should have an Uber advantage. Tunuts is building furiously at last.
This is a really weird style of play that I'm seeing from Fenneks. I mean, they've got Klar basically playing like a half roamer role. He's going really aggressive with Kalari to do a lot of damage on the top and things like that. And it works really well because they just play around Sickless and let him do all the extra damage, and then people who stray to wrong places just get picked off, and it's really good. Sickless is actually going to be popped in Riverside now with crits. He's going to try and get a sticky off on the right people, but he gets headshot by Walters, of course.
Oh man, Crits Quick, they're going on to Klar instead. Can Klar hit anyone? No he can't. And with Nuts there, finishing things off with Walters, and Tunuts popping off that Uber in time. Skeeter does manage to get out, however that point is being captured right now by Scout.
Yeah, that was well played from Walters in one way, but Sickless also walked around the corner completely in a straight line. I think against anyone that can snipe, you can never ever walk in a straight line around the corner, especially into the last, and not expect to get headshot, but it's alright anyway. I mean, Dota did play well really there to then capitalise on that and not let Klar get any more picks. They popped the Uber obviously to do that, but they did really well now. That means that they've got 2 points in return for that. But the one downside for them now is Skeej is about to get Uber now, or not Uber, crits now. And is he on crits? No, he's... Let me see. Yeah, he's on crits still.
He's going to pop crits in through big door, however they haven't seen them yet. It looks like Dota have actually looped. Where are Dota?
Just left, like completely got out. They've done exactly what they should have done, to be honest. As soon as they saw that Skeej was anywhere close, they just left straight away so that they couldn't get crits, which is basically exactly what they needed to do. Either one, they had to bomb onto them as they did it, or they had to leave immediately. And they did exactly the right thing, obviously, because they've just got out. They've got a pick on Kalari, he was going to go for a pick. And now Zebazai's going to walk into Sickless, do a lot of damage, but he'll probably get shut down by the scout that's with him. Yeah, he actually gets taken down. Kind of a misplay from Zebo, but it's not the end of the world.
He was very far forward and he didn't have his team with him to follow up on his damage. And
another thing, they didn't actually cap the point either. So that was all pretty much for nothing. They did turn it around in the first place, but then they didn't seem to follow him into Big Door to go for those picks, but they also didn't seem to cap. Which means, again, it's just completely flipped on its head, and now Skeej has a crits advantage. Again.
Yeah, and with Dota there being 3 down at the moment, it probably means that they're going to push into last. Tunuts will not get the zoom in time, so this crit streak is going to be popped in through main Nuts, and they're doing a lot of really good reflecting work right now. And oh my god, Zebasider again into Sickless' face, takes him down. Skeisha taking out Zebasider. However, Tunuts they're going down as well after Walters there getting in on his face. Very, very well played.
Yeah, well played from them again doing exactly the same thing, flipping it on its head, making it in their favour. However, Tunuts did go down. He's going to be up before Skeej anyway. If I was him, I would... No, he didn't actually switch to crits. I mean, I would try it out. I'd like to see how they work with crits. They get the second point anyway. They're going to push into the mid very, very soon, as long as they don't lose anyone sillily. I don't even know if sillily is a word. But yeah, they're just going to push into this mid, no problems whatsoever.
It looks like Dota are taking the majority of their team through Big Door at the moment. Tunuts here has about a 20% Uber advantage right now, which they can definitely use. Kilari they can shut down. Oh, Sickless they're cratering to death again. Lots of focus on Sickless now for this map. He hasn't got the space to do as much.
They're doing exactly what they need to do. I mean, if the guy that they're going to be focusing on to keep alive is the Demo Man, then you need to kill the Demo Man, especially if he's getting amazing crits like that. Klar trades with Zebazai, which means nothing at all, because obviously it's a trade. It's going to be easier for them to defend the last anyway than it is for Dota to push, because obviously the Ubers are relatively equal now anyway, and they have a heavy on the last. They don't actually have to move anywhere, so if Dota did decide to push in without Zebazai, they'd be fine. But Zebazai's actually gone heavy for offensive, so I'm not sure where he's going to go with that.
I saw Broda do this quite a bit in season 15, and it did work out, so maybe he's just used to it. But it looks like Dota... Oh, they lose Rib. They can't push anymore, they lose Rib.
That was a massive pick from Clark, a really big misstep from Rib, to be honest. They do get the Uber popped off, though, so that's an okay trade as long as they don't lose their medic after this.
They lose Beaven though, so they definitely have to retreat back. It looks like, oh, and Walters there going down as well. It looks like they're going for some sort of contest through Big Door at the moment, but Zebasai can't do much. He's only one heavy against the rest of the enemy team. He's very, very low right now, eating quite a bit of stuff from the enemy team. He does have a takedown Sickless, so at the moment Skeej is in a slightly bad place. He's still getting sniped right now by Zebo, and finally Kilari and takes him down.
Really, really good damage from Klar all round, to be honest. He's just picking off exactly who he needs to. The people that are just straggling and not in sort of no man's land a lot of the time. He goes and picks those people off. If someone's making a mistake, he's the first to get on their face. I'm going to assume that Skeej is possibly calling for him to bomb on people and things, but he's doing a really good job of hitting his rockets. And if it isn't Skeej calling it and it is just his own volition, then really well played. Really well played from Klar, to be honest, because he's just doing really, really big work for his team. But they do have, both teams have Uber now. It's going to be a bit of a stalemate, but Klar's very aggressive on the choke. He'll want to force them if they try and push in, but I don't know if they'll want to push themselves.
Yeah, Skeej going off to buff his flank at that moment, and you can see it's definitely a bit of a stalemate between both teams. It looks like actually Dota have rotated over to Big Door right now. You can see Zebasai is leading the charge, and they're going to try and squish them in the middle right now, but Kilari, they're jumping in to try and get the force. Tunas is holding on right now, takes out Sheepy as well. That was quite a bit of a late pop there by Blue Team, and Red Team had to flash around quite a bit, so they have got the better Uber. However, Rib there gets focused immediately. Tunas, they're probably not prioritizing his down man enough. However, that was a lot of players down right now for Fenneks, and Skeej is probably going to go down as well as he gets chased through Big Door. Yes, he does get chased down by Beaven. There is no way that Dota should not be pushing right now. You can see that Soji has gone from underneath, Nuts in there, providing a bit of distraction for the rest of his team to push in.
Yeah, that was well played from them. The thing that you said, by the way, about Two Nuts probably not attaching to his demo man enough, one thing that I will point out is in the old Broder teams, they were always quite... And even in Dignitas when Rib played there, he was quite a disposable demo man. Even though he did a lot of work and he was kept alive a lot of the time to make sure he did the work, he was pretty much disposable so the rest of the team could shine through and get on the damage that he did. But yeah, I'm going to watch this mid anyway. I'm going to be watching from Nutson's point of view, see how he does. He actually gets a really good pick on a scout, walks in after that and is just doing really good damage. He's just going to kill the soldier that doesn't even know he's there. Kalari goes down as well. Skeej is going to go down to Beaven. Well played from Beaven. He's playing really well this game. Every single time I've been on his POV, he's been aiming really, really...
Yeah, but that was a wipe there for Fenneks, which will leave Tunas at a massive Uber advantage. About 90%, basically, by the time that Skeej will respawn.
Indeed, and if they push this last and actually deal with that pyro, they'll be in a really good position to... GF18 is sniping at the moment. He went top, got a scout that was just stood still on the point, I think. Kalari goes down as well, so it's not the end of the world at all.
Really good forward sticks there by Rib. He put them along main, so when Kilari walked out, he got shut down immediately. This evened up the numbers, and Two Nuts there is going to pop in through main. However, Sheepy there is denying that, but gets shut down by a combination of Zebasai and Walters at the moment. And now they're going straight for the point right now. So much time on the point, and you can see that Fenneks are jumping down on it. There is a heavy on the point. They do need to focus him down. Numbers are even for both teams. However, Dota do not have heals. Sickless is 11 HP underneath point. He takes out Beaven. Very, very good prediction there by Sickless. And Fenneks hold on by the skin of their teeth.
That was well played from GF18, to be honest. He was doing a lot of work. He went on sniper, did exactly what he needed to, and then he switched off just when he should have done, and he did more work basically. He got picked off at the end, but that was just because he was pretty much disconnected from his team and couldn't really get out. Skeej is just going to get bombed now. He has an Uber, and he gets the health pack and he just get out. That was really lucky, to be honest, that he He didn't die to Nutson there. Nutson did get picked off, so well played from his team for protecting Skeege, but Skeege was very, very low. They're going to push into the mid anyway, with a 2-man advantage. GF18 goes down, which means one less person capping the point, and is Sheepy anywhere near? Yeah, he's just capping the point. They're going to cap it, they're not even going to get on the second by now. Not properly anyway. They have a couple of people pushing now. The others have actually been popped off for Fenneks now, and that's a really, really bad decision, I feel, because he only had one person capping and the other person was dead, and now Tunis is going to just counter pop and get the picks.
Yeah, and you can actually see though that Dota are actually 3 down, so there's not much that they can do. Like, they don't have enough firepower to clean up Fenneks, and because of this, Fenneks are going to push back in at the Uber Fade. They take out Zebside. Tunis picking up GF18 though, and yeah. So now you can see how Skeege has got an Uber advantage, and Fenneks will be pushing ahead with this momentum because their pocket and their main call is down. However, it looks like Rib wants to contest this anyway, and the combination of Nuts and Beaven take out Klar, and they're gonna actually push out Fenneks, who they know are very low, back through choke.
But they do have Uber, so if they want to, they can actually push into Tunis now. But they have Kalari in the drop down at the moment. He's going to go for a pick as soon as they push in, so that suggests that they're going to be quite defensive. They're going to try and bait people in, but he just actually jumped up the drop down and basically gave away his position, so now that's not going to be as effective.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pre-fire there from Kalari.
Yeah, he could have waited. He could have done a lot more work with that, I think.
Both medics now on 100% Uber, so we're going to be seeing a tiny bit of stalemate right now. Fenneks are holding by their choke, and it looks like... Ooh, it looks like Rib wants to rotate over to Big Door. I wonder if Tunis is going to go there with him, or if he's going to stay at choke with Zebo. He's going to stay at choke.
They're just going to have a bit of a stalemate, to be honest. Skeege actually pops the Uber now. He goes into the choke. He's actually getting completely juggled. He's going to die, definitely. There's no one with him whatsoever. I don't know how that even happened, because, I mean, there was literally no one at all with him. Kalari kept on going, and he ended up dying, but no one was with Skeege. Everyone just left him, and that means they're going to lose 4 people, including their medic. And Sickless is going to fight and do a little bit of damage, actually get a pick, but that's really not that much considering that they just basically lost their whole team.
Yeah, like, Sickless, I don't know, he just got separated from the rest of his team with that Uber body block. Very, very well played though by, I think that was Klar and Two Nuts.
Yeah, it will have been. I don't know, that was really weird how how Skeege was completely alone there. They're going to get bombed now. Klari's going to get taken out instantly because it's really, really predictable. And then we go again, like I said before, Klar just jumps instantly after. And that's really not a good idea because, I mean, they're just ready for you. Obviously they were ready, otherwise they wouldn't have killed the other soldier. Which means now 2 soldiers are down for Fenneks. I suppose they did need to go for something, but I feel like going one after the other like that is really not a good idea.
Yep, and now Two Nuts has got about a 30% Uber advantage. He's popped in through main on a scout right now, and the soldier, they're doing so much damage. They didn't manage to take down anyone though. You can see GF18 that is in water at the moment. He takes out Beaven, he's delaying the point. He does actually go down, however, he has delayed the point enough that Fenneks have managed to get some space back.
That was kind of funny. I was watching Klar's POV, and Kalari actually just shot some stickies off of the point, and one of them landed in front of Klar, who was 6 HP, and he took out his shotgun to shoot it and then died. So it was completely Kalari shooting the sticky off that killed him there. It's going to be fine anyway. They're going to cap the second point. They don't actually have... they have an Uber disadvantage at the moment, so the only way they're really going to get this mid is if they get some really good picks here. I don't know if they're going to manage it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and you can see right now that Two Nuts has about a 30% Uber advantage over Skeege, so they definitely have the heals to push this point and the plays because Kalari did go down. It looks like they've walked in through choke for free at the moment, and Fenneks are holding up in attic. They're just passively spamming, but I don't think they're gonna really attempt to contest this point because Sickless is just laying some sticks everywhere. They walked through river back to last now.
Yeah, and Skeege actually has 96% at the moment. He's just got the Uber now, and that's a really late pop compared to Dota, so Dota are just going to get completely flattened. Klar actually kills himself. I guess he was doing a lot of damage on them, he was on top of them or something, but really well played from Fenneks there. Skeege especially being in the right position, and he just got the Uber at the last second, which meant that they could just defend this. Also, could quite easily die if he stands there. Right, it doesn't matter anyway. We've actually just tried to pressure him on the point, and he's still trying to do that, but he's not going to be able to really do much unless the rest of his team gets in, and Zebazai actually bombs in, but then gets destroyed.
Sheepy there taking out Two Nuts, so no heals at the moment for Dota, And it's be shown because loads of them are going down. It's only Rib left off right now. He's 48. Nope, that's wipe. And
did I hear a crits pop off there from 2nuts? Did I completely imagine that?
No, Ubers were even. None of the medics were close to Uber.
I don't know where that sound came from. I felt like he popped it and then died instantly, but weird. Oh well.
So you see Fenneks right now, they're pushing the enemy choke. This is a very, very stamina game. It's 1-0 and there's only 8 minutes left on the clock right now. But Fenneks here are pushing second or fourth to them. And they should be able to get it with ease. At the moment, Skeech still has a massive 50% Uber advantage, so Dota need to do something drastic to delay this push.
They're just going to walk in with GF18, kill the Pyro pretty much instantly, do some good damage on a scout. GF18 is going to go on the sneaky because he just feels like if he stays out now, he's just going to die. He's going for the point, he's got a lot of time, but he's just going to die to the stickies that are there because he definitely didn't have enough time to shoot them off. But everyone dies anyway, so it'll be nice to get the point.
Sweet pipes and damage by Sickless. No one really shot him down after that Uber faded, so that just left him around to just keep doing damage while his team were running around as distraction for him. Like, I don't think any of Dota could have reacted to, like, you know, focus and shot him down because it was just like such a mess, players everywhere.
Indeed. Well played to Sickless and his DM. Very good at the moment.
And anyway, we're on to the third mid fight, and you can see that Rib has gone for a standard choke roller at the moment. Killari's the first person to go down after he gets a tad too aggressive into them. However, Bevan there doing the same, but as a scout, he shut down himself. It's a very, very even mid fight so far, with numbers even between both teams and both Fenneks staying up. However, Nelson there taking out Sheepy, and Rib there again very aggressive into the enemy choke. Takes out Skeech, putting Sickless up. Nope, that is a wipe. Never mind.
More or less a wipe anyway. Killari is still up at the moment, and Killari is someone that will definitely bomb. He's above the choke at the moment. He's just going to get shut down, if I'm honest. Like, if they know he's there, he's just going to die the second he walks in. He gets the pop on them anyway, but he does go down. That was a really well played play from him, sort of. I mean, it was really predictable that he was there. I don't really understand how he even got the pop off. I would say that 2nuts shouldn't have even walked in before that. He should have just said, deal with the soldier above me first, and walked away, but... which I've seen him do in a lot of cases before, so I don't know why he didn't, but in that case, Killari basically just saved the last for his team. 2nuts is going to have an advantage still, because Skeech did die again, but yeah, well played to him.
Yep, 6 minutes left on the clock right now, and 2nuts is going to have a huge 50% Uber advantage. You can see that GF18 is rolling out heavy again, and we have got Sheepy on Pyro. He's holding close right now. Let's see how Dota want to push this. I believe they've rolled over to... no, they're actually holding very, very far back. They've only just walked in. I think they're going to take this through Riverside because the advantage is so big right now.
Yeah, Clara actually just walking in and picking off a straggler there before you push, but they're actually already on the point. He really needs to get right back now. He's got on the point now, but the only way he's going to deal with this is if he kills that soldier and that... yeah, he kills the soldier and the scout. Really well played from him. 2nuts goes down to Sickless, a nice pipe from him. Well played. That's exactly what they needed to do. They did it very, very well.
Yeah, some weird coordination right now from Dota. I felt it like a lot in Badlands, not so much here, but it feels like their flank and the combo are playing 2 separate games.
Yeah, I feel like that, kind of. I mean, I think Walters and Bevan are going for the right places a lot of the time, but against a team like this with 2 aggro soldiers, you're not going to be able to have aggro scouts on their own and things like that, and Clara and Killari is dealing with that really, really well. But there is a sniper from Walters at the moment on Big Door. He's pretty much uncontested at the moment. He's got some body shots onto people. He hasn't actually managed to get any really good damage. Clara goes down to Zebazai, Nuxin goes down in return, so that's a soldier for a soldier. Walters gets back at just the right time as well, which means he's not going to die, but he's actually not hitting anything at all.
Skeech actually went down in that, so a lot of Fenneks jumped in to try and get the pick on 2nuts, and they did actually manage that.
Skeech is alive, but like, I don't know, I mean, Walters is still on sniper and he just missed about 8 shots in a row. If he starts aiming like the Walters of old, then he could really do work on this class, but I feel like he really isn't. See, he just missed the medic as well. And again, yeah, he's not hitting anything. I don't think it's going to work. He actually ends up just getting taken down by Killari as well. What a shame.
Ubers are now even between both teams. Quite well played by Fenneks to even it up. And you can see right now that they're gonna... yep, they're definitely gonna capture this point off right now because Walters was down. And it seems like, I don't know, like Dota were a bit more aggressive on Badlands, like they would have tried to block Spire, but they're not really making an attempt there on their second.
Yeah, I mean, they still have Bevan on the team. He could go sniper and do a lot of work, to be honest, in a situation like that where they do need a sniper. But I mean, they're going to get pushed in top right anyway. Both scouts are just going to walk in. They get counter pops as well, which is exactly what they pushed in for in the first place. But they're going to lose a demo man to Zebazai and Sheepy as well, going down to Walters, which is really not what they want. They're going to go Riverside anyway, though. They look like they just want to push in and try and out DM them and get on the point, which they're sort of managing, but like, Skeeger's going to leave because he doesn't seem to have any confidence at all in his team, and rightfully so, because they all go down.
Wow, very, very good work there by Zebasai. He went into, like, to be honest, that was like all Zebasai. I'm still watching him right now as he's putting in so much pressure through Big Door. He does actually take out Sickless for the second time, but he's been shining in the Uber v Uber encounters. I think that's the third time he picked off Sickless just by like walking into the enemy combo. And then the cleanup after he did was just like phenomenal. Like, he takes out Sickless again, and even on that, like with no down man to contest the point, his team aren't gonna push out.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a team that has Zebazai in it, especially playing pocket, you're not going to want to push without Zebazai a lot of the time, because he's the guy that calls in most situations. So having the guy that calls for you and does the damage calls and things like that, and what to shoot, not having him there is going to be a pretty big deal. Walters goes really aggressive for some retarded reason on Riverside. They're actually going to get pushed now, and Sickless actually goes down to Zebazai and 2nuts, who just pop into them now. If Skeege gets out of this, he will have a really, really good advantage to push in with. Sheepy goes down as well, Sickless is dead already, and they're going to push in with Clara instead. Skeege is extremely low, he's going to go down to Rib eventually. There's not really going to be anything they're going to be able to do here. Some really good damage from Kalari, but he's not going to be able to finish him off, because believe it or not, 2nuts is alive. Also, someone dropped from the server. Yeah,
Zebasai there has been timing out quite a bit, and I think we maybe seeing a pause sometime. Nope, he is rejoining the game. But yeah, no, that was actually really, really well played by Skeech and Fenneks, how they rotated down to low lobby. It's just a shame that they couldn't pull off that crit. So it's 1.5 minutes left right now. It's still 1-1 between both teams. At the moment, Doctors have the Uber advantage and the numbers to do something amazing to push us back. And at the moment, they've got some good aggression up. They're gonna cap mid right now. Fenneks are gonna walk back out. Rightly so as well, because they still have that Uber disadvantage. However, it looks like how they're gonna hold. They aren't gonna hold aggressive. In fact, Skeege is gonna hold by low lobby right now. He's gonna build in the hopes that they will get Uber in time. At the moment, Dota are gonna switch over to push Big Door. They've got Rib and Zebel with them right now. Sticky's everywhere, and the soldier up above to try and force. Oh my god, the crit there is popped by Clara. Takes out Rib from behind. 2nuts does manage to M2 in time though.
I mean, they're kind of caught out in no man's land there. They're in Big Door again for some reason. Even though they went in there to get the picks and everything, they didn't actually leave quick enough, which meant Zebazai literally just got down and killed the medic. He's actually just killed the scout that tried to do some work as well. The only people that are alive now are Sickless and Claw, which shouldn't be taken lightly at all by Zebazai. I mean, he does have a medic, but that's two people that can really do damage to your team if you don't deal with them properly. And it looks like he almost did, but Claw actually gets a shotgun onto 2nuts, which I saw whenever we used Clar and he was roaming for us as a merc, he always used shotgun, bombed things, and then hit them with a shotgun and killed them.
And I can see a heavy is rolling out right now, and that wasn't enough to push back to the last 4 seconds left on the clock right now. So much time on the point. Are they going to do this? No. Fenneks do manage to hold it in time.
Yeah, so that's 1-1, which means it's going to go to a golden cap, and I'm not even sure how stalematy that might be. I really want both teams to end up with crits. That would be hilarious and quite fun to watch, I think. But I think if they did that Sickless would win hands down, because I don't think Rib is as good with crits. I think Rib is very good at this game, especially better at Demo Man as well, but when it comes to crits, it looks like Sickless has got it down, but then that's the Russian thing, innit? Most Russians are that way.
Run aggressive and run crits. To be honest, I haven't seen 2nuts run crits yet. I haven't seen him run. I don't know, he's just not a very critsy medic compared to some others.
Rib, did you say?
No, not Rib. 2nuts is a medic. Like, he doesn't really switch to crits that often, now that I think about it.
Pretty much cookie cutter. I mean, when I watched him play for Willy Wonkas, he did go crits occasionally, but it was very, very, very little. And when you're in a team with Zebazai as well, I mean, I didn't really see crits that many times out of Broda either. A lot of the time they did have just soldier, and then they had the only thing that they really changed up in Broda, for example, was Jukebox would go sniper occasionally. Other than that, they pretty much did cookie cutter with Uber and everything like that. I don't think I remember a crits play at all from Broda or any of the teams that Zebazai's been in.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's because Zebazai is so good that they, rotate the team around the pocket.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, you could do that with the crits. You could argue that you could do that with the crits, but
it's
yeah,
not
maybe.
as effective.
Maybe. Or maybe they just want to keep people alive because they feel like it's more important or something. I don't know. But the mid's going to actually start now, so I'll let you take that.
Yes, and I'm watching Rip right now. He's rotated over to Choke. He's got so many nice stickies over by Big Door. He's put out so much damage right now. Nuts is so very low. Sheep is low as well. He does get some pressure on him by the enemy soldier, but he jumped on him very, very late right now. However, Rip will have to go out. Nuts and that getting picked off as well. But the numbers that even Sheepy did go down as well, but Rib and Tunix were already out of mid by then.
Well played from them, again. Which means Rib is actually going to be locked out of the point, so that they have absolutely zero chance now to block that second point. And Tunix doesn't even have Uber yet. He's about to get it, but before he goes down to Sheepy, he decides to go for a little bit of a pick from the forward spawn. Fair enough, I mean, if you can get one pick, why not? Nutson's gone Pyro, Walters has gone Sniper. Let's hope Walters hits his shots, and it will be very, very nice. Maybe Sickless will walk in the wrong side again, but they're actually going to pop in with both scouts on top right at the moment. Walters isn't really in a position to really do much here, but then neither are Fenneks, because they really didn't have enough people to just support them there or push in or deal with the Pyro, and because of that, they now are not at a disadvantage, but they certainly are at an advantage.
Oh, Nuts and they're getting picked off on the flank, and Beaven does as well, which means that there's going to be some sort of pushing through Riverside. You can see Stickless already putting so many stickies on the point right now. He does manage to take out Waters, however, the rest of Fenneks pushing in. Rib, they're catching him off with a sticky chop. I think that was like a 3k. Damn, that is a wipe from Fenneks, but that point was very, very, very nearly capped.
It is funny to YOLO it and hope it worked, and it very, very almost did, so, I mean, well played from them. However, Kalari's gone Spy. I'm assuming he's going to go for a back cap, and if Walters is on last, yeah, Walters is on last, then they're going to cap the second anyway. So that's not going to really do anything. Kalari's still Spy, let me see where he actually is. He's actually behind them at the moment on the big door, or on the choke at the moment now. He's going to walk into a scout and instantly die to Walters, which means now two people are down, including the Skeege went down to Zebazai, who pushed in really aggressively. He's going to get GF18 as well, which means 4 people are down for Fenneks. I very, very, very much doubt that they are going to lose this round, Dota rather.
Yeah, I did see them mess up earlier, like that time when they had like 50% advantage and they like screwed up. However, it looks like where they're going to take this, they could just go wait to buff up their team. They know they have a very, very comfortable Uber advantage right now. Looks like they want to go Riverside with Zebazai and Rib. I look a bit confused looking at each other, but it looks like they're going to take Beaven through water? Well, they're going to take Nuts in there through water. The rest of the team does pop onto the point. They are focusing the heavy medic who are in water right now. Skisha go down immediately. GF18 going down as well, and it looks like this is definitely going to go into Dota's favour because Rib is laying so much damage onto the point. However, there are sticks on either side, and that is a win there in the golden cap round by Dota, meaning that they do win this map.
Well played, Zebazai and his team. Very well played. To be honest, well played to Fenneks as well, because obviously that did go to a golden cap, and they did win the first map, which means they actually win this altogether, because a full win is more than a golden cap win. So altogether, Fenneks win. So congratulations to Fenneks, but also congratulations to Dota for that last golden cap win. That was really fun to watch for me.
Yeah, that is Fenneks there, leaving this fight with 4 points. That was very, very well played. Who do you say was your man of the match for map 2?
Zebo. Definitely
yeah,
Zebo.
I'd have to agree.
He was just doing work. He was doing what he used to do in Broda from what I saw. He was just doing a lot of damage, going into the right people, just shooting the right people. It seemed like he was leading his team a lot. And it showed in that whenever he was down, a lot of the time they didn't want to push at all. They didn't want to go anywhere close. And that suggests that every time he was going forward like that, then they were poised to follow him and follow up what he was doing. So it was most likely like a Broda role again, which is nice to see, because they played a lot better than the last time that I saw them play. So
yeah, I'm actually looking at the logs. Thank you, Lamb, for the logs in Mumble. And Klar there at the top of the kills with 30 kills, 4 medipicks. Beaven though doing a lot of work again. Like as you pointed out, he got like 4 medipicks and he was like taking advantage of like Sheepy. Looking at damage, Zebasai there almost getting Rib's numbers and damage, which is very, very impressive. Clara, they're doing the same, although with Sickless.
Yeah, I mean, Sickless and Clara did a lot of damage and did a lot of work, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the time when they actually lost things, it was more that they were in a bad position after making plays or trying to make plays, or not really thinking out what they were doing during the push. Like, for example, when Walters headshot Sickless and he actually died for no real reason, they would have probably won that round if that weren't the case. Things like that, just bad position after pushes and just before pushes. If they fixed that kind of stuff, other than that, they were doing really well. I really like to watch. I'd really like to watch Kalari and Klar play more, because they play a very Roma-esque role, both of them, and then they just play around their demo man doing damage, and that's fun to watch. I like it.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I think it's time to wrap it up. Do you have any final words to say, Connor?
Well played to teams. That was very fun to watch, and no, other than that, yeah, well played to both teams. Well played to Zebazai. Keep that up, please.
Fair enough. So you've been watching Fenneks TV cover this ETF2L 6v6 Season 17 Week 2 game between Fenneks Esports and Dota. I've been your caster Sunny Starmere alongside the lovely Connor, and with High GPS on stream. VODs of this cast will be available on Twitch and YouTube. You should follow Fenneks TV on Twitter and join the Steam group for more information about them. I think that's fenneksesports.com or something. It's probably a bit bad. Good luck to both teams for future matches, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in.
It's Fenneks.com, by the way. Just Fenneks, no esports.